Welcome everybody to Social Strategies Simplified with Sue, where we break down the social media strategies of top industry professionals. I will show you how they are gaining extraordinary reach and ROI by actually creating less content. Always keep in mind that even if you are not in the same industry as these people, these strategies and tactics are universal and can be applied to any business. So, I am going to demonstrate this using the hub and spoke content framework to show you exactly how you can implement these solutions in your business as well. So if you're here with me live, give me a hashtag live so I can say hello. If you're here in the replay, give me a hashtag replay. And if you would like to be notified when I'm going live each day at 4 p.m. Central, doing this breakdown to help you simplify your social strategies, drop me a hashtag me in the comments and I will tag you to keep you posted. These videos will live on my profile on my YouTube channel, and coming soon, the social media vault, where you'll be able to catch up on every episode. So I'm going to do a quick overview of last night, but I am going to make sure my echo yesterday, I just don't want that to happen again. So I'm going to go off a little bit, and I think it's better today. All right, well, let's dive in. So yesterday I started by focusing on your favorite badass lawyer, Emily D. Baker. And so what we started with was the hub. I mentioned the hub and spoke content framework. This is an extraordinary method by which you do more, be seen more, connect with more people, raise the visibility of your expertise by actually creating less. The idea is that you establish a process, a procedure, a strategy that you repeat over the duration of your business to maximize those early investments in strategy, content creation, and best practice training and coaching. So what we discussed yesterday was Emily D. Baker. She has an extraordinary implementation and demonstration of this hub and spoke framework, and I'm going to show you a little bit more today about where that takes her into these spokes. But as a quick review, we noticed that looking at her website, scrolling down, her focus, her hub of her content channels, her hub of her content is YouTube. Her hub of her content is videos. So that's what she features prominently on her first page. You scroll down, she's got a bunch of videos, more calls to action to subscribe. So we come over to that YouTube channel, and we can see here she's got this playlist that is labeled the Emily Show Podcast, which indicates to us exactly what she is trying to accomplish in using this hub and spoke content framework. So the hub being YouTube, the hub being these videos, let's see what else she does with that. If you missed yesterday's episode, do go back and watch it. It's still on my timeline. I've got a little funky echo on there, but I do have subtitles on there, so you can turn it down, watch what we're walking through, and tune in to learn a bit more about the hub. So as we take it to that next step, which is the spokes, we can see here she features at the top of her website menu is her podcast. So she creates this primary piece of extraordinary content that allows her to then spread across the digital landscape with that same content in different forms. So she has her podcast on Apple, on Stitcher, on Spotify, on Google. You are going to be able to find her wherever you prefer to interact. And this is very easy. A lot of people get overwhelmed with the idea that I need to be on every social channel. I need to be on all of these different sites in order to be seen by the widest net of my audience I desire. And that can be a very scary, daunting feeling. You do not need to be everywhere, but keep in mind that if you implement processes and procedures like this one, it's very easy to extend your reach across many different social media channels and many other digital sites so that you can be seen by more people with limited effort. So as we go and we take a look over at her podcast channels, you can see as she's got on her website, she's got Apple, she's got Google, she's got Spotify. Now, as you take a look, they look a little bit different, but that's because of the platform that she's on. If you look at the content itself, it's all the same, right? So if we come back and we look at Apple and we look at Spotify, it looks different, but but that's because Spotify's user experience is different from Apple's user experience. And sometimes that itself can be a source of overwhelm when we're exploring where we want to distribute our content and our expertise on social media, is that we look at something and it looks so different, we immediately put that wall up and say, I don't have time for that. I've got a business to run, right? So that's why I want to break these processes and structures down for you to show you that you can work with what you've already got and repurpose that to distribute your expertise, to distribute your service that you're offering, to give to people so that in return you're building those relationships and growing your business. So let's take a look at the breakdown of the content. First piece is that she creates a video. So we talked about that yesterday. Really, any video editing software is going to allow you to extract the audio file to use that for other purposes. So those might be tools like Wondershare Filmora, Final Cut Pro. Audacity allows you to do that individually with your audio and make different edits as needed. So lots of tools out there, and I'm going to create actually a resource checklist that I will make available to all of the viewers so that you can see if you already have any of these tools or if you would like to add them to your repertoire. Now, once she's got that audio file and she's got that podcast platform set up, all she has to do is upload that audio file. Now, of course, there are other pieces of content here, but they're already prepared. So again, we come back to the source, the hub. She's got this graphic design, she's got her title, she's got descriptions. The same thing comes over to the podcast. So she exports the audio file from the video, uploads that into the podcast channel, copies and pastes the title, copies and pastes the description, and show notes that can be transcribed. Same thing on each channel. You can also see she's got her lovely thumbnail that is exactly the same across every channel. So the nice thing about the podcast is that once you create that thumbnail image, it is there. So as we think about the hub and spoke framework, you can actually also apply that kind of framework to the investment that you're making. You have one perhaps larger investment early on to create your, your special piece of content, to set up your channels, to set up the graphic design, and to set up the process. Once that is in place, you are simply continuing to replicate that process. So for example, you may pay a graphic designer to come up with something like this to be your thumbnail for your show. Or you may do that yourself in Canva. So the great thing about that is whether you do it yourself in Canva and it takes you a couple of hours, or you pay some money to a graphic designer, that's one time. Then every time you take that piece of content and distribute it across other channels, you reuse that same graphic design, right? Just like on the YouTube thumbnails. You may one time create a template, or one time pay a graphic designer to set you up a template. Then every time you create a new video, you simply go in, update the text, maybe move some things around, export it, and upload it. So it becomes a very simple, repeatable process. So the reason this is so important to me is because so often I have clients that will pay thousands of dollars for an amazing production of a lead-in website video or a trailer to put on their YouTube channel. And then they say, I'd love to work with you to help me more, but I can't afford it because I just spent $3,000 on a video that nobody's seeing. Well, the reason they're not seeing it is because you're not maximizing the investment that you made with that creator to make sure that what you have created is being seen across the digital landscape. So if you create that piece, you want to find out ways that you can take that piece across to other social channels. If it's a video, you can then turn it into a podcast, which you then, as we go through the next couple of days through this week, will take it into additional spokes to then see how you can drive traffic back to your podcast or drive traffic back to YouTube by using that same content in even smaller bits and pieces across Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, wherever it may be that you would like to be. So again, you do not need to be everywhere. Focus on your hub. Get really good at that. Then you can start to diversify and add on. And by using this process, You're going to save time, you're going to save money, spend less, and make a greater impact. So I hope you're enjoying this content. I hope you're starting to see some more possibility where perhaps before you had a little bit of overwhelm and anxiety in the process. Some of the tools, again, just simply think about one video editing tool. That might be your video and audio editing. One graphic design tool, which everyone's a big fan of Canva. And if you have a designer you're working with, have them help you set up a simple process that you can manage, repeat, and replicate as you distribute content across the digital landscape so that you can elevate your brand, elevate your business, and help serve those who need you so much. So tune in tomorrow as we start to dive deeper into some more of the spokes so that you can do more with less and spend more time in your genius of your business and spend more time with your loved ones, family, and friends. So I hope to see you back tomorrow. Give me a hashtag me in the comments if you would like to be alerted. I'll give you a little tag so you know when I'm going live.